In previous two lectures, we learned to create database and database table. In this lecture, we will learn how to add data or data rows to a database table. Before adding the data rows to a table, we must first select the database. The SQL statement to add the data row or add new record in a database table is insert into table name values value 1, value 2, value 3 and so on. The another method to insert new row in a table is insert into table name column 1, column 2, column 3 and so on, values value 1, value 2, value 3 and so on. In first method, we must provide all the column values in the sequence, while in the second method, you can add the values to only selected columns. The second method is more convenient. Let's learn how to insert data rows in a table with some practical examples. Here I have logged in my MySQL database server using my root username and password. First thing first, let's select the database by using SQL statement use school and display existing tables in the school database by using SQL statement show tables. Here we have students table which we created in previous lecture. If you followed the previous lecture and deleted students table, make sure to create the table again. Now let's add new data row to the table by using SQL statement insert into students values 1, John, Smith, first and 5 semicolon to terminate the SQL statement. Here by using this insert into SQL statement, we are inserting this data row with values to the table students. Please note the values must be in the database table column order, that is ID, first name, last name, class and age in the student's case. Press enter to execute the SQL statement to insert the values. If you get query OK one row affected message, then you successfully inserted the data row. We use the first statement to insert the data in the table. Now let's use another method. Insert into students in first bracket ID, first name, last name, class, age, values and in another bracket type the values bracket complete semicolon to terminate the SQL statement. Compare the two SQL statements. In first case, we didn't mention the data column names. In second SQL statement, we mentioned in first bracket we mentioned table columns like ID, first name, last name, class, age and the respective values in second bracket. Press enter to execute the statement and again we inserted another row. If you get query OK one row affected message, then we successfully inserted another data row. We can also add multiple values using the same method like insert into students in first bracket type the table columns we can press enter to make the SQL statement neat and clean and type on another line the values. And one more row. Semicolon to terminate the SQL statement. Press enter, and this time we inserted 2 rows using the one SQL statement. Let's check if the rows were successfully added in the database table. The SQL statement to display all the rows in a database table is select star from students. Here you can see the values we added using the 2 different insert into SQL statements. We will learn more detail about select clause and insert into SQL statement in next section of this course.